1:30 in the afternoon. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk on what has been a stormy day across Central Florida, just as we had expected it to be. Here's a live look outside on our Tower Cam network. We're taking you over to the tourist district, Disney Springs, definitely showing showers and thunder showers in the vicinity. And while there may not be stormy weather necessarily right overhead, you know it's on its way. Let's take a look at our first warning live Doppler radar tower cam, and you can see some of the darker skies for sure. All right, as the camera kind of moves around, looks around a little bit, downtown Orlando. We're looking off toward the east where there's at least a little bit of sunshine there, but if we were to swing around and look at another angle, this is from downtown Orlando looking toward the Orlando International Airport, definitely a little gray. Speaking of gray, it's been gray all day long here at Melbourne. There's a look at the Melbourne Airport, shot from our tower cam, over to Coco. Yeah, that kind of illustrates things, doesn't it? Kennedy Space Center. A look from there. You got on the left Launch Complex 39A, the turn basin there, and the press mound. Not too bad. New Smyrna Beach. It's definitely been and continues to be cloudy. And I'll tell you, I'm hearing the rumbles of thunder here at Wesh 2's studios. So there's a little bit of rain still certainly around. Let's pop up our first warning live Doppler radar. And there you go, stormy weather through the metro area. Pockets of heavier stuff, certainly. Watch how, though, from Orlando south and west, you kind of see that outflow boundary really getting going, invigorating these storms right here in the metro area, right? So we're watching pockets of nastier stuff. The good news is we're not watching like downdrafts or anything like that, downbursts, but some good heavy downpours and some gusty winds. Oak Ridge down through about the beach line there, watching some very heavy rainfall. That continues over toward SeaWorld. That's Williamsburg area. Nobody playing in the water there. Meadow Woods along the 417, and then down the turnpike toward Kissimmee in the Loop, watching some heavier stuff. Watch how nothing to something just in the last few. Boom. Just kind of out of nowhere. So that's what's doing there in the metro areas. Our live radar sweeps around into Lake County and West Orange County, watching these downpours around Montverde. There's the 429, Pine Hills, and Evans High School up to Astatula, watching some stormier weather there. Lighter stuff here around Sorrento and the 417, though this is where we saw some nastier stuff a little bit earlier this afternoon. So certainly still seeing that activity there. I'll put this into motion and you kind of see it's weakening a little bit. Over toward the villages, Weirsdale, Lake Weir, Bellevue, watching things pulsing up just a little bit more and more thunder and lightning here, working up 301, working up toward I-75. And then on the north side of Ocala, around Anthony, Citra, Reddick, out through Salt Springs in the forest, watching some decent storms. Continuing over to Flagler County, we've had flood advisories in Flagler County for a good part of the day, and certainly that will continue. Temperatures limited a little bit because of all of this heat energy. 82 right now in Orlando. It's 88 degrees in Kissimmee. So for the next few hours' time, we'll watch showers and thunder showers. I think that today is going to be a day where we could see some heavier soakers, some flooding rains, even a potential. That triangle icon there at 7 p.m. denotes the concern for some flooding, concern for some stronger storms, and then little bit by little bit by little bit, we'll be watching the rains come to an end, and can't rule out the chance of a little bit of patchy fog in the morning. It's not going to be a big issue, but it's something that we're going to be watching. So there you go. That's kind of the overall setup these next few hours' time. Then for tomorrow, okay, we're going to do it all over again, and we can zero in on that using our Futurecast model. All right, so here's Futurecast, and let's just start it up. It's wet now, right? Wet through 6 o'clock. 8 o'clock, still stormy. Overnight will clear out, but maybe a little bit of fog in the morning. Can't rule that out. But notice again, late morning, already by 12:30, we're watching some rains developing across the area. And then we're going with widespread showers and thunder showers again on Futurecast through tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. And then into Wednesday, guess what? There's 10:30 in the morning. Same idea with widespread rain across Central Florida. So what's this overall weather pattern? Let's talk about that a little bit, okay? We've got this area of low pressure that's kind of out in the Gulf of Mexico, And that's just going to kind of hang out these next few days. Look for rain chances to be rising in central Florida as long as that area of low pressure sticks around. But what happens? It's got to eventually leave, right? Let's look at the longer term, okay? So there it is tomorrow. There it is on Wednesday. By Thursday, it's already starting to sneak off of our East Coast. And then Thursday into Friday, it starts to pull away. And what's interesting is that the GFS is still wet late this week, whereas the American model's wet, the European is a bit drier. So we may be talking about lowering rain chances late this week into the holiday weekend. That's a big difference. That's a big deal, right? But for these next few days, well, let's just talk. All right. Today's rainfall, we know almost everybody's getting in on the fun. For tomorrow, almost everybody's getting in on the fun. A high chance of rain for just about everybody. In the words of the great Ollie Williams, it's gonna rain. That's just where we're at. It's gonna rain. So be ready for it. Additionally, when we talk about the threat for flooding, okay, the next couple of days, we have the opportunity to get some minor flooding. We're watching the potential today. We're watching the potential of flooding again tomorrow. And more than likely, I would say we're going to be watching the threat for flooding as well, looking into Wednesday. So little by little, the rain will quiet out. I do want to point out, while there's nothing strong or severe now, the Storm Prediction Center has placed us under a level 1 risk for strong to severe storms today. When we look at the threat breakdown, the potential is there for some gusty winds. The potential is there for even some small hail. But it's also the next few days' time. Take a look today and tomorrow under a level 1 risk for strong to severe storms. By Wednesday, listen, if I'm honest with you, Florida's going to Florida. So we've got the chance for some strong to severe storms just about every day. And that's kind of where we're at, okay? So let's put this together. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast showing the threat of some thunderstorms around tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a dramatic shift into a drier weather pattern, which includes Memorial Day Monday. And with that, I will pause and say good afternoon, everybody. Questions, comments, concerns? I know I've been yentering it up. I've been talking for 7 minutes. Enough is enough is enough. Right, Jacob? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. All right. Amy Anna says, we want rain. Looks like you're going to get your rain. Yeah. Carla says, so happy. Indeed. Linda, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow at 2:45 in Ocala. I can't see to drive in a downpour. Well, I would say for you, if you can get it a little earlier, it may not be a bad idea. Yeah. Wendy says we're still dry on the West Coast. Maybe we'll be able to get a little bit of rain moved in your direction. Melissa says, was out doing DoorDash last night in Ocala. It was rough through the rain. And we've got more of those showers and thunder showers for sure. Yeah. It's pouring, James said. Indeed. Vicky says, rain do we need, but please no more hailstorms. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to dial this up, as long as you know that. So we've got a wet weather pattern, but we also have drier days ahead. So is this the rainy season? That's one of the topics that meteorologist Cam Tran is going to be discussing on WESH 2 News starting at 4 o'clock. And then Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi is going to be by talking about the tropics. Could have something out there too. Lots to talk about. So be good. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you guys and gals later on. Sound good? Sound good? Bye, y'all.